Okay, let's unpack this. Think about those simple black and white lines you see on, well, almost everything you pick up. So unassuming, right? But what if I told you they're actually a quiet giant, silently powering a massive segment of the global economy? Today, we're taking a deep dive into precisely that, the global barcode scanners and printers market. We're pulling our insights directly from the global barcode market. Revenue and forecasts, 2021-2033, report by Cognitive Market Research. Our mission is to really go beyond the numbers, to uncover the surprising trends, the hidden drivers, and the regional dynamics you might not expect from something so, well, universally present. You might just see that barcode on your coffee cup in a whole new light.
It's truly remarkable how foundational this technology remains, and the global figures really underscore that. Back in 2021, the entire market for barcode scanners and printers generated over, let's see, $7.6 billion. But here's where it gets interesting. Projections show it's not slowing down. Not at all. We're looking at nearly $9.5 billion by 2025, and get this, a staggering $14.35 billion by 2033.
Wow, $14.35 billion. dollars.
Exactly. This isn't just growth. It's a very steady compound annual growth rate, or AGR, of about 5.35% across that entire period. What this consistent growth signifies is just how deeply integrated and continuously adopted this technology is across virtually every industry.
A steady 5.35% CAGR for a technology that's, it's been around for decades. That's pretty robust. It tells you something about its enduring utility. And what does this all mean for you listening?
Well, to truly grasp the pulse of this global market, we kind of need to zoom in. We're about to embark on a journey through different parts of the world, revealing how this seemingly simple technology is telling unique stories of economic development and logistical evolution in various regions. We'll be looking at some key figures, yeah, but more importantly, the insights behind them. Okay, let's kick things off in North America. Historically, it's been a significant player, truly a stronghold for barcode technology adoption.
Absolutely. North America is, well, it's a mature market, but it's consistently growing. In 2021, its revenue was just over $2.2 billion, dollars, projected to grow to almost $4 billion dollars by 2033.
Almost double, pretty much. Its CAGR of nearly 4.8% shows stable and sustained expansion. It's really a foundational market, demonstrating how essential barcodes remain in established economies.
And within North America, I imagine the United States, as you'd expect, continues to be the dominant force.
That's right. The U.S. alone accounted for about $1.7 billion in 2021, and we anticipate it will reach nearly $3 billion by 2033. Its CAGR is a solid 4.58%. Which reflects its sheer scale and the ongoing reliance on barcode systems across vast retail, manufacturing, and logistics networks. It's just everywhere.
Right. But here's where it gets really interesting, I think. If we pivot to Canada, its revenue in 2021 was around $247 million, dollars, but it's projected to more than double to over $509 million dollars by 2033. Its CAGR is 6.45%. That's notably higher than the U.S. What do you think is driving that comparatively higher growth for Canada? It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It certainly does. It raises an important question about market dynamics.
Hmm.
That higher CAGR in Canada could suggest a few things. Perhaps a less saturated market experiencing a more rapid uptake in newer applications, like advanced inventory management or maybe last-mile delivery tech.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Or we might also be seeing specific industry sectors, like healthcare or e-commerce, making significant new investments in barcode infrastructure.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mexico also shows strong, steady growth, moving from nearly $280 million in 2021 to over $490 million by 2033, with a CAGR of 4.53%.
Okay.
So while the U.S. is massive, other countries in the region are definitely finding their own growth trajectories.
Okay, interesting. So moving across the Atlantic, let's transition to Europe. Here we see, well, a diverse economic landscape, but one that consistently shows stable growth for barcode technology.
Exactly. In Europe, the market was valued at about $1.44 billion in 2021, and it's projected to grow to over $2.5 billion by 2033, with a CGR of 4.72%. So slightly lower than North America overall, but still very solid. What's fascinating here is the broad participation across the continent. You've got countries like Germany and the United Kingdom, for instance, as significant contributors. Germany projected to reach nearly $390 million, and the UK around $260 million by 2033.
Right, those are big numbers, and we see that stability across other major players, too, looking at the figures. France is expected to surpass $320 million by 2033. Italy and Russia are also on track for substantial growth, each projected to be over $200 million and $300 million respectively in the same period. Spain, too, is a steady market. It feels that this isn't just about the giants, it's really widespread.
Exactly. That's the key point. Even smaller but, well-developed economies like Sweden, Denmark, Switzerland, and Luxembourg.
Yeah.
While contributing smaller absolute figures, they demonstrate consistent, mature adoption. Sweden and Denmark are projected to be in the low $50 million by 2033. Switzerland heads towards $52 million, and Luxembourg nears $30 million.
Okay.
And if we look at the rest of Europe, which groups all the other countries together, that segment alone is projected to reach nearly $700 million by 2033.
Wow.
Yeah, it really highlights the broad and deep integration of barcode systems across the entire European economic bloc.
Okay, now let's talk about what many consider the global growth engine for so many technology sectors. Asia Pacific. This region consistently shows particularly strong momentum, and it sounds like barcodes are certainly no exception.
You're absolutely right. In the Asia Pacific, or APAC, we're seeing rapid expansion. Really rapid. The market surged from just over $3 billion in 2021 to a projected $6 billion by 2033.
Doubling again.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And crucially, its CAGR is 5.91%. That's noticeably higher than North America or Europe.
Right.
This accelerated expansion isn't just about scale. It reflects, well, the explosion of e-commerce, the rapid development of supply chain infrastructure, and the aggressive digitization efforts by businesses across the region.
And the sheer scale of the leading markets here is just immense. China, for instance.
Oh, China's huge, projected to hit nearly 1.6 single market globally in this sector.
Incredible.
Japan is also a colossal contributor, forecast to reach over $1.13 billion.
And India seems to be a major story here, too.
India is definitely another powerhouse in this region. Impressive growth projected to reach nearly $900 million by 2033. South Korea is significant too, heading towards $430 million. Even places like Australia and Singapore, while smaller in comparison, show robust growth. Australia approaching $122 million and Singapore exceeding $250 million by 2033. And what's fascinating, I think, is the growth coming from broader regions like Southeast Asia, projected to hit nearly $600 million, and even Taiwan reaching over $114 million. This widespread dynamic growth across such diverse economies is really driving the global market forward.
Okay, next up, let's shift our focus a bit. Let's talk South America, a region that presents emerging opportunities and solid growth in the barcode market.
Yeah, South America's market was around $514 million back in 2021, but it's on a strong upward trend, projected to surpass $1 billion by 2033. This reflects, increasing industrialization and modernization of retail and logistics in many countries there.
And Brazil, I assume, as the largest economy in the region, naturally leads the way.
It does. Brazil is projected to grow from over $162 million in 2021 to nearly $327 million by 2033. Argentina also shows robust growth, from around $67 million to almost $149 million by 2033. Colombia is another significant market, heading towards $95 million. And even countries like Peru and Chile, while the numbers are smaller, they definitely contribute to this overall regional expansion, showing that barcode adoption is widening across the continent.
Right.
And that rest of South America category alone, which represents numerous other growing economies, is projected to reach over $437 million by 2033. It really underscores the emerging potential across the whole region.
Now let's turn our attention to the Middle East, a region experiencing some interesting shifts and consistent growth in this market as well.
Yep, the Middle East market generated almost $292 million in 2021, and it's projected to grow to over $463 million by 2033. This consistent expansion is tied to infrastructure development, growing retail sectors, and increasing supply chain sophistication.
And Saudi Arabia is a key driver there, I see, showing significant figures projected to reach over $162 million by 2033.
That's right. Turkey is also growing steadily, heading towards $53 million. The UAE shows a similar positive trajectory, projected to reach nearly $47 million, while Egypt is also on the rise, set to exceed $42 million. Even Qatar, though smaller, is contributing to this growth, approaching $32 million.
And the rest of the region?
The rest of Middle East category adds significantly too, projected to reach nearly $127 million by 2033. So it demonstrates broad adoption beyond just the major economic hubs.
All right, finally, we arrive at Africa, a continent with immense growth potential across many sectors, and it seems barcode technology is certainly no exception.
Definitely. In Africa, the revenue was around $146 million in 2021, but it's expected to more than double to over $314 million by 2033. This really highlights the early stages of a significant upward trend, likely driven by developing infrastructure, urbanization, and the formalization of retail sectors.
And Nigeria looks like a notable market within Africa, projected to grow from around $25.5 million to over $53 million by 2033.
Yes, and South Africa is even larger, projected to reach nearly $96 million in the same period.
Okay.
And that rest of Africa category truly highlights the emerging opportunities across the continent. That segment is projected to climb from around $74.5 million in 2021 to over $165 million by 2033. It really signals accelerating adoption as more businesses integrate modern inventory and logistics solutions.
So after this incredible journey around the globe, it's crystal clear. The global barcode scanner and printer market is not just holding steady, it's thriving. We've seen it projected to grow to a staggering $14.35 billion by 2033, maintaining that consistent 5.35% CAGR. This deep dive has truly revealed the sheer scale and I guess the widespread, persistent nature of what is at its core a remarkably foundational and enduring technology.
Absolutely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, what these numbers tell us is quite profound, really. The consistent and widespread growth in barcode technology, it speaks volumes about the relentless evolution of global commerce,
Yeah.
the increasing sophistication required in supply chain management, and even how our daily lives are facilitated, often, without us realizing it.
Yeah.
It highlights just how reliant we are on these deceptively simple devices for everything from tracking goods from factory to store shelf to streamlining retail checkouts, even managing assets in hospitals. It's really a testament to their enduring efficiency and cost-effectiveness in a world that demands precision and speed.
That's a great point. And this raises an important question for you, the listener, to consider. As new identification technologies emerge, perhaps more sophisticated RFID tags or dynamic QR codes, how will this market's strong trajectory influence future innovations in retail, logistics, and beyond? These are the systems that quietly power vast global operations, often taken for granted. Will they simply fade away? Or will they silently integrate, morph, and find new applications, continuing to be the backbone of commerce even as the world of business continues its rapid evolution? Something to think about.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is the show where we really try to cut through the noise and get you straight to those aha moments, the stuff you need to be truly well-informed. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on something that's pretty much everywhere. It underpins almost every transaction you make, every single package you receive. We're talking about the global barcode scanners and printers market, our mission. To shed some light on the powerful forces driving its growth, maybe some of the surprising roadblocks it faces, and crucially, where this ubiquitous tech is heading next. All our insights today, by the way, are powered by some really detailed research from Market Insights, powered by Cognitive Market Research. Okay, let's unpack this. It's actually kind of remarkable how something that seems so simple on the surface hides such a complex, dynamic world behind it.
It really does. It's so easy to just overlook it, isn't it? But think about it from the moment a product is made, right through to it arriving on your doorstep. Barcode technology is the silent workhorse doing so much heavy lifting. Understanding its ins and outs, well, it offers a unique window into how global commerce and logistics actually function. It gives you a real strategic edge in grasping how our world moves goods around.
Right. So let's start right there at the beginning. What are the fundamental shifts happening right now? What's putting the accelerator on this barcode market? What's really fueling all this growth?
Okay, well, one of the absolute biggest accelerators, no question, is the surging demand for automation. You see this particularly clearly in places like retail and warehousing. Businesses everywhere are adopting barcode solutions to, basically revolutionize their inventory management. It helps them drastically cut down on manual errors, which is huge, and fundamentally optimize their supply chains.
Optimized meaning more than just speed.
Oh, much more. This isn't just about small efficiencies here and there. It's about transforming entire business models. Companies can predict demand better, operate with leaner, more responsive supply chains. It turns logistics, which used to be seen as just a cost, into a real strategic advantage.
That's a really profound shift.
Mhm.
Okay, so beyond that direct push for automation, what other, maybe broader macro trends are really influencing this market? What else is driving this that we might not immediately connect?
Yeah, good question. The explosion of e-commerce, that's massive. And alongside that, the whole move towards omni-channel fulfillment. Think about the sheer volume, the speed required for online shopping today. It demands incredibly robust, incredibly accurate order processing.
Right, you order something and expect it, like, tomorrow.
Exactly. And that puts enormous pressure on the system. So there's this exponential demand for sophisticated barcode printing and scanning systems. These ensure everything from seamless labeling in the warehouse to really precise tracking right up to the final delivery.
It sounds like they're just indispensable for keeping everything organized and moving, especially at that kind of scale. Where else are they absolutely critical? Maybe in areas we don't think about every day, like um, legal stuff or safety requirements.
Oh, absolutely. Regulatory compliance and the need for traceability are huge drivers. Think about industries like pharmaceuticals or food, maybe electronics. They have really stringent labeling laws. It's not just good practice, it's mandatory.
So the barcode is key to meeting those rules.
It's the backbone, really. Barcode systems allow these industries to ensure full transparency and safety. They literally track a product from its origin through production, distribution, all the way to the consumer. It's all about creating this sort of unshakable chain of accountability.
You've painted this picture of barcodes being pretty foundational.
Mhm.
How integrated are they then? I mean, with the bigger digital picture businesses are working with, are they just data points or do they properly connect?
What's fascinating here is exactly that point. It's the deep integration. We're seeing barcode technology tie right into major enterprise systems, things like ERP, that's Enterprise Resource Planning, and WMS, Warehouse Management Systems.
Okay.
So this isn't just about scanning a product anymore. It's about that scan instantly updating inventory across the whole network, maybe triggering automated workflows. It provides real-time data that gives companies an incredibly powerful technological edge in their logistics, their operational planning. It's a game changer.
So that's a pretty compelling case for growth. We've covered what's fueling the market. But, like any widespread technology, it's probably not all smooth sailing, right? What are some of the sticky points, the real obstacles holding back even wider adoption?
That's true. There are definitely hurdles. A very real one is the initial setup cost and the ongoing maintenance cost, too. For many small and medium enterprises, SMEs, the capital needed for the barcode hardware, the software licenses, not to mention the complex integration services, well, it can be a significant financial burden.
More than just buying a scanner off the shelf, then.
Oh, much more. It's the total cost of ownership. And that can make them hesitant, It naturally slows down their adoption rates compared to bigger players.
Okay, cost is one thing. What about the tech itself? When you have something this widespread, standardization usually pops up as an issue. Are there compatibility problems?
Yeah.
Like different types of barcodes causing headaches?
That's a crucial point, yes.
Yeah.
We absolutely see ongoing compatibility and standardization issues across different industries. The challenge is that various sectors often use a whole mix of barcode types, different scanning protocols.
So not one size fits all.
Not at all. And this lack of universal standardization can lead to real inefficiencies, particularly if you're looking at large-scale global operations, goods moving between different systems, different partners. It requires complex workarounds sometimes.
Makes sense. Beyond the technical and financial side, are there other factors, maybe geographical things, or infrastructure limitations that restrict where this tech can really take hold?
Yes, certainly. In many, let's say, low-tech or more rural markets, adoption is definitely hindered. Often it's down to inadequate existing infrastructure, maybe unreliable internet, for example. And sometimes it's just a lack of awareness about the benefits barcode tech can bring.
So it creates these geographical gaps.
It does. Distinct limitations restricting how deep the market penetration can actually go. It leaves significant areas where the technology just hasn't really established a firm root yet.
Okay, and with all this data being scanned, integrated,
Yeah.
moving around digitally, what about the modern concerns? Like data security, system vulnerabilities. Are those becoming bigger issues?
This raises an important question for pretty much every business involved.
Yeah.
As these barcode systems get more deeply woven into broader digital ecosystems, yeah, concerns around data security and system vulnerabilities are absolutely paramount.
Because a breach could be pretty bad.
Potentially very bad. Companies have to ensure their integrated systems are robustly protected against, well, the ever-evolving landscape of cyber threats and potential data breaches. And this isn't a one-time fix, right? It demands continuous investment, constant vigilance, really, to maintain trust and operational integrity.
Okay, so we've looked at the current landscape, the drivers, the restraints, the push and pull. Now let's shift our gaze forward a bit. What's coming next? What's on the cutting edge? Here's where it gets Really interesting.
Yeah, this is exciting stuff. One really prominent shift we're seeing is a strong move towards wireless and mobile barcode scanning. You're seeing much more use of, say, Bluetooth-enabled handheld devices. Think about fast-paced retail floors or huge warehouses.
Untethered scanning, basically.
Exactly. It offers vastly more flexibility, more mobility compared to being stuck using traditional wired systems. It fundamentally changes how tasks can get done on the go.
And what about the codes themselves? Are we moving beyond those familiar black and white lines? Any new kinds of information carriers popping up?
We are absolutely moving beyond just the traditional linear codes. There's a strong, and I'd say accelerating emergence of 2D codes like QR codes and the scanning technologies for them.
Ah, like the squares we see everywhere now.
Precisely. What makes them so powerful is, first, they can hold significantly more data than a traditional barcode, a lot more. And they also inherently support contactless functions, which is huge these days. It makes them incredibly versatile, ideal for modern retail, ticketing, even complex healthcare applications where you need a lot of info instantly accessible.
And if we're talking about new codes, we should probably talk about how they get put onto things.
Mm.
What about the printing side? Are there big advancements in how these labels are actually made? And why does that matter?
Good point, yeah. There's significant growth in specific printing technologies, namely thermal inkjet and direct thermal printing. Think of these as specialized methods really designed for industrial-level demands. They produce high speed, but also really durable barcode labels.
Durable enough to survive shipping and handling.
Exactly. Labels that can withstand the rigors of a global supply chain warehouse conditions, long-haul shipping, you name it, without degrading or becoming unreadable. That's crucial in packaging and logistics.
Okay, and for the really cutting-edge stuff,
Yeah.
how are things like AI, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things, IoT, playing into all this? Are they connecting with barcodes?
Ah, yes. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the integration of AI and IoT into what you might call smart inventory systems is truly revolutionary. It's changing how businesses manage their stock.
How so?
Well, we're talking about leveraging predictive analytics. This is AI analyzing real-time barcode data to, say, monitor inventory health, proactively reduce overstocking or understocking,
Okay.
and even automate replenishment entirely.
Wow, so the system orders more stock by itself.
Potentially, yes. This isn't just about efficiency anymore. It's about creating a truly self-aware supply chain, where products can almost signal their own needs. It aims to nearly eliminate human error in inventory management and allows businesses to operate with something close to perfect foresight. It fundamentally shifts inventory management from being reactive to being predictive.
So what does this all mean? We've covered quite a journey here, from that huge demand for automation and the explosion of e-commerce, through the hurdles like initial costs and standardization issues, all the way to these really exciting possibilities with smart, connected systems using AI and IoT. It really just underscores how this technology, barcodes, which seems so simple, is actually incredibly complex, dynamic, and constantly evolving under the surface.
It really is. Barcode technology, it's far from static, far from simple. It's a continually evolving cornerstone of global commerce, of logistics. It's ceaselessly adapting to the really intricate, always changing demands of our connected world.
And that kind of brings us to a final thought, something for you to maybe chew on after this. Considering how deeply integrated barcodes are becoming, tracking the journey of almost everything we own, maybe from creation right through to disposal, what new ethical questions or maybe privacy questions might start popping up, especially as these systems get even smarter, more connected, potentially holding ever more comprehensive data about our possessions and, well, their movements. Definitely something to ponder. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.